Good morning, everyone. Let's take our Bibles to Mark chapter number 11. We're going to have one more study this week. And this one is going to be about forgiveness. And really, what I want you to get from this is that forgiving others is a good sign that we know what it took for God to forgive us. And so I think that oftentimes we think of the wrongs of others as being somehow way worse than anything that we would ever do. And I think that God is trying to explain to us that there is no difference, that what we've done in our lives is just really similar to what they've done to us. And so he's asking us to forgive in a way that he forgave us. And so imagine, as we read this in a moment, you're going to have to imagine carrying all of your own burdens and brokennesses because you cannot forgive someone else. Listen to what Jesus says right here. And I think this will help you understand what I'm saying. It says, "Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when you pray, believe that ye have received them, and you shall receive them." Then look at this next verse. It says, and when you stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. But if ye do not forgive, neither will your Father which is in heaven forgive your trespasses. Now remember, this is not salvation we're talking about. We're talking about having to carry the burden of a breach in our relationship with God. We are eternally saved at the moment of salvation, but we can suffer a breakage in our relationship with God. One of the ways we do that is by not forgiving others. In fact, he says that until we forgive others, those things that we're coming before him every morning with and saying, "Oh God, I sinned against you yesterday." If we're not forgiving the other person in our life, then God is saying, I'm going to withhold the benefits that come with forgiveness, and that's restored relationship with Him. And so imagine it this way: one of your children does something wrong, and you tell them you need to ask for forgiveness, and they refuse. Well, you're going to withhold a benefit that they would receive until they determine to ask for that forgiveness. And so the same thing is what God is trying to explain to us, that when others are hurting us, or maybe they've hurt us, it doesn't mean you go back to some kind of an abuse. It just means that we need to forgive them. Even if we've had to withdraw, we have to forgive. God wants us to be forgiving like him. And so forgiving others is a good sign that we understand what it took to save us, to forgive us. And so let that be an encouragement to you today. There may be someone out there that you're just like, well, you know what? They keep doing this. I'm just not going to forgive them anymore. I'm going to hold this against them for the rest of their lives. Well, God is saying, don't do that, because it's going to put a breach between me and you. And so don't allow there to be a breach between you and the Lord. Allow the failures of others to happen. Everyone makes mistakes. Be the one that is forgiving. Like I said, it doesn't mean that you put yourself in harm's way. It just means that you're not going to hold that against them. You're not going to treat them badly. You're just simply going to forgive them and not allow them to. Um, I don't know how you would say it, but you're not going to allow them to own you with their wrong against you. Forgiveness releases us, and so allow yourself to be released from that burden of being upset or angry with someone. Have a great day.